Hello BSS, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here then just welcome. My name is Brenda. I do mostly paranormal videos here on my channel, so if that is something that you are interested in, please consider subscribing down below and turn on your post notifications so you do not miss when I post another video like this one. Now with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get right into today's video. Okay, you guys, so we are finally in spooky season. As you could tell, I'm all decked out for the spooky season and I am so excited to finally start filming some videos for you guys. I know that I skipped a few and I haven't been uploading as frequently, so hopefully for this October I will have more videos prepped for you guys to watch and to enjoy for the Halloween season. And I am just so excited. I have a lot of different videos planned out for you guys. Sorry, I had to hiccup. And I will be trying to do a few costumes for the videos just for, you know, a little bit more touch of Halloween for Spooktober, okay? Because we're doing Spooktober again. It's going to be in my title. It's just because why not? Because all we do is paranormal videos on here, so we already kind of are in spooky mode at all times, but this is just a little bit more of an oomph. But anyways, guys, with all of that being said, as you guys can tell by today's title, you guys know what we are talking about, so let's go ahead and get started. I have my little script in front of me, so if you do see me looking down or if you see the reflection of it in my glasses, because there is a lot of glare, that's why. And hopefully none of my little lights turn off during this video. Okay, so in today's video we will be talking about the real life case that inspired the classic 1973 horror film The Exorcist. Now that it's spooky season, I thought this would be a great topic, and it was also suggested by a couple of people during one of my live streams. So if you guys are not joining my live streams when I am on live, you guys are missing out. We have a lot of fun on there and I get a lot of suggestions and I write them down and all of that good stuff. All right, let's get started. So if you haven't watched this movie before, it's basically about a 12-year-old girl named Reagan who suddenly starts experiencing a demonic possession, which quickly escalates as time passes on and as exorcisms are performed. And that's just a quick summary. There's a lot that goes on in that movie. If you guys haven't watched this movie before and you're watching, you know, this video, I would suggest to go watch it after or before watching this, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of what happened in that movie and what kind of things were done with the real life story and then, you know, dramatized for the movie to make it scarier. But yeah, anyway, now in the real story, it's about a 13-year-old boy known by the name of Roland Doe, or they have a few other names. They have Robbie Mannheim, I'm not sure, or Ronald Hunkler. So they speculate this is one of his names, okay? His real identity is not 100% known, and the movie took many liberties with its source material, turning the teenage Roland into a 12-year-old girl named Reagan. And this all started in the late 1940s in suburban Washington, D.C., with a German-American family. Their 13-year-old boy, believed to be named Ronald Hunkler, or the two other names I have mentioned before, he was very upset over the loss of his beloved Aunt Harriet. Harriet was a spiritualist who taught him many things, including how to use a Ouija board. I don't know why you would do that. I was like, there's no little kid that needs to know how to use the Ouija board. Like, who are they going to be conquering up in here, you know? That was a little bit weird for me. In early January 1949, shortly after Harriet's death, Ronald began to experience strange things. He heard scratching sounds coming from the floors and walls of his room. Water dripped inexplicably from pipes and walls. And the scariest part of all was that his mattress would suddenly move. And as I said, if you guys have seen this movie of The Exorcist, you know they had a lot of play with that damn bed moving. Like it would like levitate and shake and, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff. So they did use a lot of this for the movie. Disturbed, Ronald's family sought the help of every expert they knew. The family consulted doctors, psychiatrists, and their local Lutheran minister, but they were no help. The minister suggested that the family seek the assistance of the Jesuits. I'm going to have a hard time pronouncing that. I will put it on the screen here so you guys know what I'm trying to say, but I guess it's another type of minister or something. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah. Father E. Albert Hughes, the local Catholic priest, asked his superior's permission to perform an exorcism on the boy in late February of 1949, which the church granted. For the exorcism, Hughes strapped the boy to the mattress and began his recitations, but he had to stop the rite when Ronald broke off a piece of mattress spring and slashed the priest across his shoulders, leaving the exorcism unfinished. So Ronald was basically doing the most, and he was actually hurting them as well. So a little bit of what you see in the movie. A few days later, red scratches appeared on the boy. One of the scratches formed the word Louis, which indicated to Ronald's mother that the family needed to go to St. Louis, where the Hunklers had relatives, to find a way to save their son. A cousin of the family was attending St. Louis University at the time of Ronald's struggles. She put the Hunklers in touch with Father Walter H. Halloran, not too sure, and Reverend William Bodern. After consulting with the university's president, these two Jesuits agreed to perform an exorcism on young Ronald with the help of several assistants. The men gathered at the residence on Roanoke Drive in early March of 1949. There, the exorcist witnessed scratching on the boy's body and the mattress moving violently. These were the same types of things that had happened in Maryland when the first exorcism failed. Amid these bizarre happenings, Bodern and Halloran, according to their reports, noticed a pattern in Ronald's behavior. He was calm and normal during the day, but at night, after settling in for bed, he would exhibit strange behavior, including screaming and wild outbursts. Ronald would also enter a trance-like state and start making sounds in a guttural voice. The priest also said they saw objects mysteriously flying in the boy's presence and noted that he would react violently when he saw any sacred object presented by the attending Jesuits. All of these details from the true story of The Exorcist made it into the film, but there were more that didn't. At one point during this weeks-long ordeal, Bodern reportedly saw an X appear in scratches on Ronald's chest, which the priest believed signified the number 10, leading the priest to believe he was possessed by 10 demons. Now, that is way too many demons trying to occupy one single body. Like, they're all trying to compete for this boy, and that's so scary. I'm gonna read off a few more things that weren't made into the movie or whatever, but I think they added the whole part about like her speaking in different language or speaking in tongues, Latin, whatever you want to call it, because I didn't see that in the articles that I was reading. I didn't see them talk about him speaking in a different language or anything like that. So I think they added that one as well for a little bit of oomph to the movie. Okay, in another incident, a pitchfork-shaped pattern of red lines moved from the boy's thigh and snaked down towards his ankle. These types of things happened every night for more than a month. The two priests never gave up as they continued the exorcism night after night. On the evening of March 20, the exorcism reached an unhealthy new level. Ronald urinated all over his bed and began shouting and cursing at the priest. Now, Ronald's parents had had enough. They took him to Alexian Brothers Hospital in St. Louis for more serious treatment. Finally, on April 18, a miracle occurred in Ronald's room at Alexian Brothers. It was the Monday after Easter, and Ronald awoke with seizures. He yelled at the priest, saying that Satan would always be with him. The priest laid holy relics, crucifixes, medals, and rosaries on the boy. At 10:45 p.m. that evening, the attending priest called on Saint Michael to expel Satan from Ronald's body. They shouted at Satan, saying that Saint Michael would battle him for Ronald's soul. 7 minutes later, Ronald came out of his trance and said, "He's gone." The boy recounted how he had a vision of Saint Michael vanquishing Satan on a great battlefield. I thought that was really interesting because obviously there was something going on with this boy, and the fact that he said that Saint Michael was battling Satan himself, like not the 10 demons that could be in him, not like a specific demon, but like Satan. And I don't know a lot about demons. I just know that they are not actual like human souls or anything like that. They're just like these beings that I guess are controlled by Satan. Don't quote me on that, but that was really like something, right? Because the boy all of a sudden has a vision of this, like him and as a saint are like actually like about to throw hands at each other. Okay, according to Bauderne and Halloran, the strange occurrences and behavior ceased after that. And despite providing the true story of the Exorcist, Ronald Hunkler went on to live a completely normal life from that moment forward. And it's said that he named one of his sons Michael after the saint who allegedly saved his soul. He was like, "Thank you, sir. Here it is in your honor." No one would have ever known about the exorcism of Ronald Doe, nor would it have become the true story of the Exorcist, if not for an article in the Washington Post, which reported in August 1949 that priests had indeed performed an exorcism. But the article was scarce on details. It didn't even give a name, whether Ronald Doe, Robbie Mannheim, or Ronald Hunkler, and the case wouldn't make headlines again for more than 2 decades. In 1971, an author by the name of William Peter Blatty wrote the best-selling novel The Exorcist, based on the unofficial diaries kept by Halloran and Bauderne. The book stayed on the bestseller list for 54 weeks and spawned the hit movie in 1973. Although the scratches, shouting, spitting, and cursing in the movie mimicked what Ronald had experienced, the boy's head never turned 360 degrees like Reagan's did in the film, and never vomited green matter during his many tantrums. Following the exorcism of Ronald Doe, his family moved back to the East Coast. Sources say that he found a wife and started a family. If Roland is still alive today, he would be in his mid-80s. Now, wasn't that a story? That was crazy, and I could totally see why this intrigued people, especially during that time where you don't talk about stuff like this as much. Everybody was a bit more religious, a lot of churchgoers and stuff like that, because I do believe that there was a lot of controversy when this movie came out. I don't know much about it because I don't have like The Exorcist as one of my favorite movies or anything. I don't do a lot of research on it or anything like that, but I feel like there was a lot of controversy, like a lot of people who were scared to go watch that movie. And I believe I have like this very faint memory of asking my mom about when that movie came out, because she was I feel like she was like 10 or something like that. I don't want to do the math right now. And I told her, I was like, do you remember when that movie came out? And obviously it came out in the United States, but you still hear about it in other countries and people talk about it obviously in the news. But she said that they weren't going to let her watch a movie like that, obviously. And a lot of people weren't letting their kids or letting themselves watch it, because basically they would feel like they would be attracting that negative energy to them and then something would happen to them, which of course isn't a thing that really happens, because as long as you're not inviting that energy in, and you know that it can't happen outside of this because it's just a movie and you are aware of that. Because I feel like if you let it get to your head too much, then that's when something possibly could happen, right? But okay guys, that is basically the gist of that. I also did want to do a video about the stuff that happened on the actual set of the movie The Exorcist, because I also remember watching like a video about that a long time ago as well. When they were actually filming the movie The Exorcist, there was a lot of really strange things that happened, and people getting hurt, and the girl who played Reagan going through some mental stuff too. And I don't want to talk too much about it on this video because I have to do my research first, of course, and then put together a video. But let me know in the comments down below if that is something that you would like to see from me as well, and then that way I can search that up and do it for my next videos to come for October. But yeah guys, other than that, that is going to be it from me. I really hope that you enjoyed this kind of video, because obviously it's not a subscriber scary story or anything like that, or an urban legend. It's just a story that inspired a movie. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments below. But before I end today's video, today's comment shout out goes to this person right here. Thank you so much for leaving a nice comment. As always, I really do appreciate it, and it really makes my day. And if you want to be the next comment shout out, all you have to do is leave me a nice comment down below, and that's it. And just a quick reminder guys, I do have memberships here on my channel. All you have to do is click the join button that's right next to the subscribe button down below to get exclusive content. You get to participate in polls, you get some special stickers, a name next to your badge, and so much more. And you just pay $4.99 a month, and you would be supporting my channel directly. So if you are interested in that, the button is right down below. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate you. I hope to see you in my next one. Don't forget to stay safe and be kind. Bye bye.